hate you all. No, it's not. It's actually not. I don't have anything more to add about myself than what Austin told me. Speaking of James Wright, if you want to know what James Wright's son, Franz Wright, told me in an email message, drop me a line once. It was a lot less nice than what James Wright said in his theoretical discourses. All right, well, so I got some poems here, I hope. This jacket was given to me by a trumpet player, formerly of the National Symphony in Washington, and he claims to have worn lime green sneakers to perform for the Pope and Jimmy Carter at once. So there you have it. This gives me strength, and especially since I don't have a great accent. I'm the only poet to go second, and I don't have a great accent. So this, I'm glad to see so many happy faces. And none of my students are here. I'm not obligated to give out any A's this semester. And having said that, I would like to begin with a prayer. Something quite decent. This might not be your regular prayer, but it is a psalm. It's a song. Lord, hear it. Lord, make good on all the things I said when I was sober. I will go now down that long hallway, that dim rut between my good self and all my people. Let me make it to the street, where the best thing on my way is a bench. Let me rest my spine, down which my sorrows twist, like lightning down a tree trunk. Let not the face of my silent father remind me only of coined Caesarean faces. Let me not think of my mother as dehydration, as a lamp submerged but always sealed too tightly, not doused but drowned. I'm always running against the train to find, somewhere in yesterday's dark, a rattle without a lock on it, a return that will take me forward, Selah. My sorrows climb back into my head, Lord. My son, who turns 12 next month, stands in his mother's yard and stirs the air with a whip. The words I speak to him become only more air, a heavier cloud. If he becomes something better than me, it will be a thing that gets tired of hauling lack. Even a shallow hole takes all day to dig, but I've helmed this spade for years. Show me one more time the faces of all my beloved, those whose laughter I've jangled into a beggar's cup. Let me wear a shirt with a collar one more time, and a coat on top of that. Let me parade one more time from one big door to another. Now that I have all the time you've ever given me, Lord, I need a handle for it. Selah. All right. The next poem was a dream. And I wrote sort of the skeleton of this right when I woke up. And it's a sort of a sex poem. Sort of. It wasn't a sex dream, which tells you something. Poetry is very important. This poem is called Wake Up Dream. Victoria, you and I lay on top of a steep hill. The hill was almost a tower. It was cold and beautiful. We were askew, and I felt your pulse somewhere in my foot. The grass was relevant and green. The sky was the orange of heavy breathing on the screen of my eyelids. We didn't say a word. You were restless. You got up and walked home in your short print dress, that I could ill distinguish from fall or from evening. I am alone. Everything is beautiful but cold. I descend the face of the hill and enter the square, the narrow streets. I find my guitar case leaning in a corner. I remember I have forgotten my guitar on the hill. I go back up. The climb is steep, but it is sunrise now, not evening, and the sky opens up toward the top. My guitar looks like it has been through a swirl of ash, a burned city. Its face is blackened. Its hips are thinner, even. I try to play. The strings are rusted and rotten. I rub my thumb against the guitar's face, and I clear a spot that is warm and bright as skin. I start down the hill again. Everything is cold and beautiful. All right. Now, I have a series of 3 beach poems, believe it or not. We talked about the beach this evening. The beach is a bit more polite in these poems. These are 3 poems set in or near a beach. Originally unrelated, but I put them together for this reading. All right, the first one is Beach Serious. The road is slick, and my wheels are ridged with gravel. I say, not looking quite at your eyes, that the water looks pretty on you, even with its mix of spent bubbles and feathers rotting at the stem. Parched with sea, we take each other against the wall that is the car, our clothes lying stiff with salt in the back seat. The cleats of waves make their sly rhyme on the sand, washboard ridging down and up. We trade a tubby candle back and forth on our tongues. Our mouths turn to wax shapes, the dregs of dimness. Afterward, you tell me through the skin that there really isn't anywhere else you'd rather be right now, and maybe we fuck again in the protected grasses, spiny and unnerved to all scratches. Later, I ask you how you lashed your thigh, and you say you don't know for sure, and tell me how I love you, and in that coronal moment uncover a sound, surprising as your neck popping. The test of the space between nerve and bone, that is, as you might suspect, as hollow as a mouth. Oh, that was happy. Next, undertow and bottom. A Gulf southwesterly swings at me just off the beach. The sun hands me danger, only in a tight paper bag, its night kit. I just had my hand on a managed current, a stationary paper sky. I can almost palm print it. I scale a hill of ocean, almost able to see my house from here. I can almost a lot of things, especially you. My feet acclimate to 10 dark rings of current, becoming rudders. My bare fingers are married to the ocean. My new bride is fatter than you, sure, but the politics of this are flawless. She is full of trade, but not for sale. She is well-traveled. She can't trace me to a cornfield in a silver car that was lodged white with incisors of rain. She has many more breasts, but her soft anger is the worst kind. She doesn't even close the blinds before she tries to smother me. Her chasm love is bigger than all the lungfuls of air I've had in my life. I'm midway between the shelled beach and the earth-dodging sun. I look inside the night kit. The moon stares up at me like the eye of a fish, the dark sucking a slick pearl. All right, this is a letter from the ocean. The water saps me worse than air. At my chin, the horizon bobs and weaves, possibly coming no closer. The current swirls at my ankles like a whipping chain. please send a wall full of holes for me to climb. I have a few cooling memories of my body slick with air, of taking steps by the lungful, of beautifully segmented gravity. But these get lighter as I tread. Send me just one breath that is as deep as my body, which is as taut as my throat that has become nothing but a chimney. To drown here would only be to wake up. I have several blonde islands stuck in my throat. So what I really need, all told, is a jar of fresh water sealed with rubber at the lip, fired in the sun, glinting. All right. This poem has a river in it. Those are cool, right? This poem is called Blueberries. And I promise, guys, my titles are not usually this boring. This poem is called Blueberries. The man living in the stone-colored trailer, 100 yards from the river, angles his spade around a hard patch, tracing a hole. Rain begins to color the orchard grounds deep, the closed roar of water rising on the digger's shoulders. He stops, since there is nothing he can do but wait. The berries, heavy as glass, fall from their stems and burst in the fresh delta. The digger hitches up the legs of his jeans. His shoes sink in the flood's gradient. He jabs his hauled spade into the water, only to stir up a plume of murk. He raises the spade's head to shield his face from the sun-greased rain. The myopic heat flattens in the water. By the time the sleeve-length downpour stops, the digger is home. He recovers his face from beneath the brim of his spade, angled blue with juice, shoes spangled with the berries' delicate crowns, which will give fragrance when he bakes the leather dry.